Okay, thank you guys. As soon as I see that video now from Campbell Street, today in Freetown, where I think that ECSL and Vico, somebody they try for take because me call them basically fake and fraudulent ballot paper. This is how far the ECSL and the power of government are gone, or they go for try for rig this election. But you know, like I keep referring to what Dr. Samura said today, if you know the freedom, you forgo direct and live. There's no point if you go backwards. Same with gentle. I'm sure say half of them people and then a matter they in gentle, then people did the fake ones. But like how we say, this election yeah, we ready for her. APC ready for her. The people of Sierra Leone ready for her more than anything else, because like how my co-host Mufti say, the one of the suffer them boku. Every the diaspora with the family back now we boku. So we all determined for win this election fair and fair play. If then they win, let them win fairly. If we say they win, let win fairly. But are you as a government, how you as a president, and how you as a mayor, you call yourself Christian and Muslim, and you're standing in front of people there for life, say them vote for you, when you clearly say you don't win the election at all. Not fake. So what's in that they make you? Lab bring also Andrew for let Andrew can talk about that. And there were many. This is not the only vehicle. There were many that were caught today, and many people were caught stuff in the box. So that's just an example. Andrew, please, could you analyze that video for us?
Yeah. The video that I'll be referencing on them. When they get me?
Yes, please. We are Andrew. Go ahead.
Okay, and now the video this way can take as a case study. We go reference now the impress comments na Bounty Man Hotel. Very unfortunate and deceitful. To start with the vehicle, not to neck vehicle. I see like na local organization, I see the right the MOLIBA, Moliba. So it's not any because not get any because all the vehicles the way neck they use, them print a paper where they identify them temporarily, like na rent the rent as mere fact for this time that they use that for let people and just aware say this na neck motuka. Then put all the neck sticker there. And again, this vehicle they carry very sensitive material. When I be the work na bank, if we make as meaning if we call for money shorting, let's say we go we get a branch now Kenima, then we need money from Freetown. We'll get an escort, armed guard, maybe 2-3 police officers because now money. Maybe I go reach now Watalo, the Ramsakwi, put we down, then take the motor, they go the money. But who gets armed guard and there? The boy the way they come for can't then they afraid. Equally, so very sensitive elections material. How or not the driver no more go take and that motor they alone. Drive for Musa Komo. So for take them to another point. There should be an armed guard. If them people and they will go rush for that motor, then we meet police officers. So tell us in national side they go them materials there. But the guy will say what they all. I don't see him in any attire for sure. Say this guy is a neck officer. Let's be honest now. So what the guy they lie is a naked lie. But the fact is, we're not stupid. People very aware. In this era of iPhone phones, where a lot of people are there and they listen to WhatsApp messages. Every household in a salon be enlightened. At this very night, they must get someone at their family within a forum, within a WhatsApp forum, where they get information, whether they come on from this side of the world on a salon day, or they listen to audios them every day. So people are enlightened. People are not stupid. Even the time where iPhone not been there, even the time where not been there on Facebook, people are not stupid. So continue for take we for granted. So until the electoral commission, when the fact of this country after go dinner in hand, it ends the soldier. He goes sit on a press conference, reference this video. He said the people that go grip Namade, they try for transport, voting materials from this point to another point. That's unfortunate. And it is deceitful. For make you one old state office where they serve the state. If you like the day when the Conne go sit down again before the elections, if you get a press conference, we go lie say, they receive no money. It's like a favor they do we. He left in work, where they pay and boku money, so he can't work for salon. They receive no payment. Very unfortunate again. But the thing is that they continue for tax Carolinians for granted. But until the people of Salon show them, say, we are not stupid. And we've been waiting for this day for so long. 5 years. Multiply 365 days by 5 and tell me how many days a day. Over 1,900 days.
Yeah.
So you feel say the people are stupid for going again for another 1,000 surplus days?
Not at all, comrade.
If you owe, let's say you owe 40 years now, 5 plus 5 is 45. What you don't do?
Yeah.
If you're not 25 plus 5, you 30 years. All the picking out them be born 2018. Now they're 5 years. Some they're not 6 years and they go become out you don't do plus 9 time. So if you don't do nothing because the government failed for deliver, then they continue for lie to we. The one can thief the election, but they don't thief for 5 good years. 5 years that they thief we. Now this day back when when I left you this day now, now we decide. Now we give a work. Now we try for hire another employee for come and serve the organization. Now they say nothing, then they thief back this day. It's not possible.
No, not possible. Comrade Angela bring Comrade Khalid. Himself can emphasize on that video day. Khalid, please.
It's unfortunate. They tried for let me video come on in
no worry. You face matter, but your voice more important. Go ahead.
Yeah, just waiting, Andrew. I mean, I just the buttress waiting, Andrew. They talk because, to be honest, he's well informed, and waiting they happen in that country. It's just too sad. Whereby the security, where we look at people and where really people for Abupa. I guess one my cousin will be join the police force. One thing they tell me, he said the police force all waiting and they do so outside. It's not what they were trained to be. Like, for instance, now, as a police, then tell you, say, be a friend to the civilian because you are going back to a civil person. So, in a sense, waiting and they do so right now, then they hurt the civilians then so much. Because all that thing the way they happen, so the officers then the security then they why the officers and security they collaborate for render people them so hopeless and inhumanly. It's just too hard for understand. But here again, this is what SLPP do for this country. You either succeed or you survive. Then make sure that people they not survive, they not succeed. So the little people, the way they want make them survive, then they do all they can for let them just ensure that the day go then get food. So the bread and butter, succeed. So for let them get them bread and butter, this is all they could then forget to say the days are numbered. Same go come, you go account for what they do right now. So we are peaceful, we not go kill person, like we not go get that time, we not go kill again. No, we can't even start killing. But at the end of the day, people are to be brought to justice for account of why then they do what then they do. Because this is a national disaster. They do this. What then they do so right now, not Sierra Leone only, because we don't see all other elections then. But what's in addition when a separate thing, they don't even allow elections take place because this what they are doing now, they don't want election take place at all. But they were all over. Then they shout at APC. Now APC no want election happen. Now election time don't reach. Ballot paper, people don't want vote. Una ola. Now election want me right. Ink people don't want to use una ola. Now elections want me right. The area the way people in the vote. Look, left open, no confidentiality. These are all things where really, I don't know which way we will go. But these elections, to be honest with you, the word elections is not happening here at all. So we they continue for talk to fumble them. They then continue for be resilient and making sure they continuously they do what they do, because that is all what we need at this present time. We just want to expose them.
Okay, thank you very much, Comrade Khalid. I think we don't get we come with Igalo back. Solar being Igalo, let's see if can give you a small 2x4 on Tallinn and counting. Comrade Igalo. Comrade Igalo, you will please. All the way from Sweden, in one of the Scandinavian countries. Comrade Igalo, are you with us? I will give a few seconds for the answer. If not, then Comrade Igalo. Okay, yeah, I think we still get teething problem with Comrade Igalo. So we're gonna move on. It's a shame, really, because now somebody said we is stopping for me coming 2 pence and this whole debating about election tonight, counting and tallying. I just watch online. Let's see if we got any other video we go play them. But let's watch online. Let's see if we get any other. We've got so many questions really, but I'll just want to because most of them are repetitive. So I'll just look and pick one that is quite unusual. Then we go ask Andrew and Khalid for the address and for me, please. Now, just give me 1 minute. I want to say thank you all for all what they watch to be, what they watch me today. We're very much grateful and are all welcome to this platform. Counting has started. Please provide results. Um, I'll just highlight this one. I'll get Andrew for address this. Sophie say the answer is years back. Ooh, okay.
Sorry, I guess some technical issues there with my phone
That's
and the
okay.
laptop
Thank you so
as
much.
well.
Comrade Igalo, basically, I'll just give you a little brief history of what you don't miss. This particular hour today we'll go, they talk about counting and tallying. You know, how we go protect we vote now the tallying center, how the counting go work both on the north, northeast, and Freetown, urban and central Freetown. So you just want to give me any of that idea there because basically now that you don't miss. You want to give me what you feel say go happen now the tallying, you know, and the
Well,
counting.
well, apparently now the most crucial moment this span the elections because people that don't vote, elect to winner with party agents and we pull the agents and what we get. For ensure say they stay vigilant and remain resolved. For pay attention to each and every ballot paper within the count. Equally so with the appeal to let no compromise because I sure see the SFP they use all means for ensure say then go through this process, even with tempting people for give them money, just that then go sign forms and we probably then go don't do some one or two ballot stuff in same. So with the appeal to we party agents them for ensure say do ya please. This are the crucial moments because we not go don't suffer for 5 bloody good years. People they don't grab very early in the morning for go vote. Then at the end of the day, you go compromise just because of the fact say maybe something you want something. But I'm sure say we party agents say we get integrity and are very confident of them say they go remain vigilant at the 11th hour. Because Lord not forget say the challenges actually we get for day. And I they see the videos the way they go right around, see the place done the dark. And I know say neck then go make provision based on what's in the paper, but not the short lights them. I know say generators and all they in the respective polling centers them for ensure say the place bright let everybody see Kojuma Koju. But we just go continue for appeal to party agents them. This na the 11th hour. We don't suffer, we not suffer a lot. We all get the responsibility now for ensure say we remain vigilant, let we protect them votes the day. And please, whatever be the outcome, let's report. We get a situation room at the party office. Let we send them results there as early as possible, so that the situation room will tally them results there. Then we self be able to celebrate and begin jubilate because as this
No,
year, CSL people they were all around the social media, just to give false information, misinform people about winning the elections on the first ballot.
yeah, man, I did at the backstage for this election.
Okay. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
so
Yeah.
Fatia, like I say, my message is strongly to go to the party agent, will pull the agents them. Do your law no compromise. The talent is a very much mine are the most important amongst them all. Because all other processes that we don't do that talent, that manual counting, and let them be so vigilant and ensure say, then telephone them and snap the figures them each for each and every police center, and then they report directly to situation room. So that two will begin collecting results and try for match them up with waiting neck we end up for give you at the end of the day. This
Okay.
is an appeal to them. I know see they get integrity, we are sure, but let them not compromise at the end of
Yes.
the day.
Yeah, now that'll be all they hope for, definitely. Somebody asked a question as well, say when we go able for get results, Comrade Igalo. When we go able begin
Obviously,
get some of them results here, because we they see the social media they go wide, but obviously we they ignore that because we're not seeing a fake news right now.
obviously, because of inches the way they most especially now we pull in now we strongholds them. We get forget results them very late, probably around 11, 12 o'clock salon time. We'll get for they get feedbacks them because of we areas them up to date to get areas that we people still consume for as you want press release we neck just pull for extend the time for the one they holding at the line because of the challenges that we then get now some police stations.
Thank
And
you.
I make we dey continue for encourage you people and please let's remain resolved. A lot be vigilant. Let's still continue for then at the line. We will not vote it. Continue for then at the line. Police soldier no can pull you the ends you then at the line. And I know say areas like the southeast where peaceful voting they go where they don't in the sense they don't beat to people them they don't they don't drive with people and come on at those areas and they get some reports them from Kwendu, reports from Kaila and other areas there. So we don't even get party agents, they don't beat to people and they mercilessly they don't drive them come on at the place so that they go able to get their way out. And with the call on neck, this is a very serious concern. Some of those areas we expect for get a rerun of those elections. Because at the end of the day, we not go conduct our elections, the main opposition not get an agent there to say based on the facts and it intimidates people. This is unfair and unacceptable, and we therefore stand against them things there. I sure say you from the southeast will begin coming based on the time. But for those in the northwest, there are areas we don't get itches, so we don't begin get some reports them. I see Galaxy reports them from Moyamba, Road to Fun area, where we say with the lead presidential elections. They are the same that the two polling stations they will say then just don't do counting. So we'd expect for more of this, and while all party agents say please then have to expedite things. The moment how they get the figures and then the floats and at the situation room, allow self they get recounting so that we will do the reconciliation. So this time around, at least we know get anything we get for those fraudulent business, we will not go react on at to time.
Okay, thank you so much, Comrade Igalo, for that great analysis. We're very much grateful for that. I just want to bring this to Khalil. You know, you obviously now Secretary General at the APC UK, and I going back to waiting Comrade Igalo don't say regarding the violence where we don't suffer at the southeast, not the southern side of Sierra Leone. What do you really feel say? You know, with leadership, whose action if you say with leadership for take against ECSL? Because obviously that then they won this election, so they're supposed to be responsible.
Well, in that regard, I don't know what the provision make, but I certainly believe if elections deliberately they not agree let people and participate, that era they then for just cancel them until full participation occur. Because what's happen now, not to the people they wish. This is a security threat, and it's just know about it. The malpractices, all activities, and they go on. So I honestly believe if there is any way we leadership will be strong enough and able to challenge that, for let them just ensure that we go back and do elections whereby all are included. So that they made a wish for.
I think we have certain problems. We get certain problem with Khalil. We get some kind of echoing sound. I'll just get with technical team for let them check whether echoing sound they come up for. Technical team, could you please check before I proceed?
I think that from his side, I try for connecting my computer and phone. You know,
okay.
It's crazy.
Okay. All right then. Okay. I go bring in let Andrew Seth answer that question regarding the violence where we people have faced due to the fact that we don't get any pulling or whatever pulling. You know, people demand we on pulling, we on box there, now them particular police station in there. And obviously most of we come with and don't run away for their life because there have been violence to threat to life, to death. So whose action, Andrew, where you feel say the APC leadership for take against, I hope it's very severe. Please enlighten us.
Well, APC being a party where is very law abiding, if not any other party, where the NTR they happen, if I don't see we retaliate. But because we follow the law, we wait, let the law take in course. And how? And I'm pretty sure most of what they listen will be listening to the press conference where the lawyer Lansana Dumbuya is National Secretary General and the deputy and other party stakeholders hold this afternoon party office. The moment they go press conference and some of the issues that were then put forward. These are some of the things that were put public and for the attention of we moral guarantors them. We include the international community. We come for be party to these elections because they know what's going to happen with we. We're going to 11-year civil war. We know they predict we're going to war, but they don't see what they do in the southeast. Now, think that what they trigger war because if you're the side, you say me no for God, they marginalize me. People even your brother, Mohamed Moriba, simple Mohamed Moriba. We just do audios, pass a messages there because he stand for what he stand for. What's wrong with that man be APC?
So thank you. I don't know what's going on. We have problem here. So with a roundup now, because we get different guests, let me just bring all my guests online and see if we keep both for let them all just say, then get 30 seconds to say something. Comrade Andrew, you got 30 seconds. Could you just round up, please? I'll bring each and everyone here.
Yeah, I just want for continue for Musa stop where I be get interrupted. Say everybody gets a right. And I believe say the party they very solid stand for all the side where they marginalized, we all party members them. All the we parties executives they run away when they push out they come back now the northwest. I believe say we get a very solid leadership, and I still trust in the leadership. Say whatever decision they take, it will be in the side and the best interest of we all Sierra Leoneans, not just for the APC. Because this is not an election about APC, it's an election that encompasses the entire salon. You have to take that into consideration and consider and say this is a very funny moment. We will determine the future of Salon for the next 5 years. Once again, we tell you plenty. Thank you for being part of this discourse. We will continue. We're not going to keep quiet. We will continue for bringing the issues then, for make them there into main, and for make we continue for make sure say the right thing be done, and ECSL for do the needful. Peacefully, therefore, hand over to the right candidate, to Samuel Kama, and by the grace of God, by now, we will get a very solid leadership, we will check mantle of leadership for that country today, and for the good of everybody. Thank you once again, Comrade Fatia.
Inshallah, thank you. Comrade Igalo, please, you can give us your own 30 seconds summary.
All right. First and foremost, I apologize to listeners and viewers them because of my technical problem I they get with my telephone, my laptop at the same time. But the strong message we want to send, and I believe say the party leadership will be very strong about it. Areas in the southeast where they beat with people where we know we get party agents there, therefore insist that we have a rerun of those areas, because at the end of the elections, it's supposed to be transparent and it's supposed to be inclusive, that each and every political party will participate. You know, just set of political party like the incumbent go sign RF form then, and at the end of the day, then certify the results then. We will therefore be very strong about it that those areas no need for certify those results and because they are null and void owing to the fact say they victimize the people they were beating and they drive them out of those areas. And for those who are then at the queue, do with the appeal to now with the big una, let's continue to exercise patience and restraints. We know say time don't go and the time don't late. But as long as you didn't at that queue, please, una lot patience, Lord. And for the youth, them, the young people, we want for salute most of una for una braveness, we una don't perform today. For challenge the status quo, say enough is enough. By all those ballot papers, where the Morango stuff now certain areas in the west and in the north, we una stand firm. This is what we call democracy. This is what we call the people's power. And I want for belief say the APC will triumph in all of these challenges, and Dr. Samuel Kamara will definitely be the next president of Sierra Leone. From now on to Wednesday, latest, I should say, we don't become very clear and evidence, matter view the handover, and we will celebrate together. I want to thank everybody now, UK and online on TV for this platform and for the opportunity when I always there call to we all as Sierra Leoneans for all we get we say and all we hear everything that happen at the country. Big time salute to the leadership of the party. The law continue for remain resolved, the law continue for remain strong, and point out all the odds of these elections and stand against anything so far. We then go and bring come, we get tendency for bringing chaos now the country. We'll stand against her. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Comrade Igalo. You're always welcome to this platform. We're very much grateful to have you here today. Thank you once again. And now I bring Comrade Khalil. Khalil, please, you get your own 30 seconds for doing your summary.
Yes, to everyone when we host this very important program, Fatia Mufti, Brother Mixer, when I don't actually the help for the enlighten people them with what is happening in Sierra Leone. So that's a great thing to me viewers, them patriotic Sierra Leoneans. This is what we have to do. The discussion should continue. When I come now the APC Diaspora TV special, because obviously here is where you get it. So Me comrades they don't say what I for say. Me una way they watch this program now. Una now they talk to. Una pass this message. Let we preach unity. Let we people that understand. Say Sierra Leone is for Sierra Leoneans. There's no one person above another. Let we preach this and allow let peace prevail. Mother Biogo listen this and hand over power by Wednesday peacefully because the election is already done. So I greet you now all. Hoping to see you guys some other time. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Khalil. We are very much grateful. And now at the give me your final summary before I also disappear. As you know, we got different co-hosts and hosts. What we run this election program. We started it about a Monday or so. Well, I just wanted to know, thank you very much, and thank you to everybody that have been watching us today, and thank you for your comments, whether positive or negative. We are very much grateful. Obviously, like the page, subscribe to the page, so as soon as we come on, you can get a notification. We're very much grateful for everybody that watch me YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you so much. We have a wonderful time today, and I'm saying good night and goodbye. Hopefully next week I'll be dance for now with the new president in me right nice beautiful red gear. Take care. Thank you very much. I'm out. Bye.
Well done, and thank you ever so much, Fatia, Co MB Roy, so we super guest them, Comrade Andrew, Comrade Igalo, and Comrade Khalid. This now the voice of Mixer listeners and viewers. Welcome to the APC Diaspora Online TV platform. Now we don't come to the fourth slot of the program. Very important section where they can discuss about. With me today, I get two giants there with a co-host, winner Mansokabo. I get for come on the platform for can introduce himself, as well as Dr. Sise and the APC Diaspora PRO, one of the mouthpiece of the APC in the diaspora, winner political eye barrier. I'll bring them forward. But again, with all waiting host and we guest them, don't talk in the first topic and second topics them, we now don't learn a lot from them. Waiting with they talk now. Elections, not a process, not a procedure. Everybody knows, say, before ever you become a president of a nation, there must be an election. Democratically, you have to be elected by the people of the country that they go for votes for you. We don't campaign don't done. We don't cool off don't done. We don't go vote today, voting don't done. Mother Bio say it a giwi uppercut. Now ballot stuffing. What would they can do? This section now, where they can talk about APC in governance. What will be the expectation of the next APC government? Very critical topic. Why make we choose this topic here tonight? Because we believe, see, Dr. Sura will become the next president of Sierra Leone in the next couple of hours or days. And this is why they can guide and we also provide solutions. Not to policy with the make now we opinion. We are not taken for granted, but to opinion what we guessed the Kangi, as well as the host and the co-host, we are not taken as a policy statement. But again, we manifesto does set a roadmap as to how APC therefore maintain governance in the next 5 years. So when are the political giants them, the social media, we go for all Dr. Samura accountable, regardless. We being party members them. If adhere to the promises within the manifesto. And this is why we come with this solid program for can discuss how we believe say APC get for be in governance. Waiting at the thing where APC get for set for make sure so we achieve we goal when at the manifesto, and then the people of Sierra Leone will save them from the political bondage, suffering, and the hardship. But waiting we get for skip on this topic. We're not going to discuss more about the economy because everybody knows, say, Dr. Samura, na economist. Everybody knows, say, he will fix the economy. So then giants here, what they can at the platform today, when I will guess them, then they focus on the economy because now every politician, when they come, every presidential aspirant, they talk about the economy. When they go that side, because everybody knows, say, it don't manifest itself. The economy is banter, na the Sierra Leone. It don't plunge, na the we all know national cohesion. We talk about peace. We're not going to go there. We're not going to talk about peace now because we all know say Sierra Leone over the past 5 years it wasn't peaceful. We don't see all what don't happen. This is why we know they can put weight that in two sections in there. But however, we can provide solutions then for the leadership, for the party, for me to adhere to them. If they listen, that's good. And I believe, say, right now, Dr. Samura, now listening president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. So viewers and listeners, stay tuned. And when I can get the fact and waiting now individual opinions with regard to the next APC government. For make sure say we achieve we goal, Dr. Samura achieve a manifesto. I'll bring on the first guest. The reason why they bring and come, not through leadership, but at the one because of the position in the APC. APC is a structured party. We believe in a leadership. We believe anybody within a position of trust. And this is why I'll bring in the first guest, winner, political Ivory. He is the mouthpiece of the diaspora, 60 out of the diaspora, but unfortunately, in video, not the show right now, we're not able to see in face, but in voice, it matters so much. So, listeners and viewers, stay tuned as I welcome it's called Ibari, but everybody they call Isheka Barry. Welcome to the platform and say a minute or two, please. Ibari, welcome.
Yeah, hello. Hope you
yeah, we'll get you clear.
Yeah, Mixer. Thank you for having me. Of course, I'm extremely busy and also extremely delighted and happy. The numbers are coming very good. And so I also want to be part of this for contribute. As a spokesman for the APC diaspora, I get a couple of things where I get for say. We basically, anything where I go say is more of in line with the party, within the party plan, and within Dr. Samoa get for do. It's a broad overview of what we get for do as a government in waiting and as a government we get for come. By God's grace, by next week we don't know a clear picture of how we government will look, and because the numbers are very good coming in for we right now. So yeah, I'm happy for day here with you guys.
Thank you ever so much, political Ivory Diaspora 6th Region Public Relation Officer, where everybody they call the PRO. Now, listeners and viewers, are the bring toner, a perfect gentleman, a gentleman where a medical expert, na the United Kingdom. Viewers, listeners, please join me as I bring toner, Dr. Mohammed Sisse, na the platform. Dr. Sisse, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Mixer. My pleasure for the another program. I consider it love for the participants in this all-important program. Now, a day like this, where people of Sierra Leone, they make a very important decision in their lives and that of the country. Thank you very much. I'm pleased for
you're welcome. Well, listeners and viewers, then do not forget for subscribe and share this platform, this program where the happen so today. Do you want to subscribe na Facebook as well as YouTube? The co-host not come it when I'm Mansokabo. However, straight away to the questions. Then I start with Dr. Sisse. Everybody don't see waiting the past government don't do. We know say they don't mean well for the country, but we not get for subscribe to the errors them. All waiting we they subscribe to. Now how we get for count develop that country and make Sierra Leone 5 years of operation what they be on paper. In our manifesto, the 10th pillar of clearly states to foster partnership with diasporans in national development. This don't clearly tell you, say, the manifesto they try for bring people from the diaspora for involved in the national development. Now, Dr. Sisse, Dr. Samura therefore become the next president of Sierra Leone, and I am very positive that based on what he write for that manifesto today, he got to invest in the diaspora. If Dr. Samura make you Minister of Health based on your profession as a medical expert, we don't study in that part of the country, we don't your profession, we don't practice in that part of the country for over 5 years of experience as a medical doctor, it is not impossible, and there is every opportunity for say you might become the next Minister of Health, Minister of Health. So if they make you Minister of Health, I'm just saying this, it's not a policy statement, but because I want to make you answer the question, how the APC governance, what exactly do you think you go able to do for improve that ministry day, whether the Ministry of Health in Sierra Leone, based on what's they happen right now?
Well, thank you very much for such a very ambitious question. And I'm also grateful that you even consider me in that breath. I'll be very lucky for some of the people of Sierra Leone if I'm ever appointed. And we get no doubt in my mind that the APC, they come to power, and President Samura in waiting will soon take over power in Sierra Leone. That I get no doubt about. I mean, if I go straight to your question, the issues of health in our country are long and chronic ones. We know, say, we're amongst, in the world, we get some of the most dismal of indices in everything, be it maternal health or child health, and every indices where you want to consider. We do very poorly. For instance, per 1,000 deaths of people, women, we get about maybe 113 or 11 dying, and 13 women dying, and 111 children. That is not something that is sustainable. We cannot continue like that. In terms of the problems, we get so many problems in the health. I will categorize them by way of talking about governance structures in the Ministry of Health and the country, talking about issues of financing, talking about issues of human resources, talking about issues of medical products in the country, talking about information systems, talking about service delivery issues, and even issues of security. When you talk about issues of governance, there might be a lot of a bit of a gap between what is happening perhaps in the Ministry of Health or even the health structure within the capital and the rest of the districts. That needs to be bridged together. People need to be seen to be working together for make we able for deliver the services where we need. In terms of the governance structures, we get policies, we get protocols. Some of we don't work here for years in this part of the world. We know exactly how some of them protocols and then they work, how people then they work together and deliver things. There are issues of financing, like I say. We know, say, we budget them, they're highly donor dependent. Those are issues that will need to be addressed. The way and manner in which we utilize we mega resources, we little resources, now the Ministry of Finance, now the Ministry of Health, in terms of, we for look at that. The other time they listen, I think they say $9 million is being spent per year in shipping people abroad for medical treatment. Sometimes I'm not able to understand why we still not build systems where we self go able to do what we're able to do. I go across to Ghana, Kolebu Hospital and those places, and they see how them people they need to improve. We get for bring them in for do all sorts of things. So those are things that will need to be sort of addressed, whether the priority is for use them on it and that way they, or whether not for use them for build with systems, build hospitals, address the issues of staffing with people, make sure they get salaries, make sure the hospitals are well looked after, hygiene issues and all the rest. Those are monies that we all get for SIDOM, and look at how these monies, whether they are spent in the best way possible. We get for, like I say, issues of human resources. Training are a very significant thing. The opening of the medical school in Sierra Leone don't do quite a lot for we. But whether or not we train enough people, those are issues which we have to look at. And not only at one level, but also the specialist needs of the country, how we go address them one day. Like I said, some of them budgets, and we can divert them that way. Like we train people them in different specialties for address the specialty needs of the country. So we be able to do all of them in the issues of medical products, the supply chain of medical products across the country, for prevent leakages of some of them here. Let them able go side, they're highly needed. The use of information systems. In this part of the world, don't society, so many other experts around when they look at patient issues. We can bring computerized systems. We go allow people then for able to work together as what they call a multidisciplinary team. So we really need to address some of them service delivery issues. these are teething problems. We not get enough trained. Get some people not in a payroll up till now. We not get a highly functional ambulance system. The one where they struggle quite a lot. These are all things where we can able to look at, and issues like I talk about security of the health system. I mean, look at, we don't suffer Ebola, we don't suffer COVID. We need to get a ready system in place. We're not to pass them. There has to be a system, a monitoring system. We go ready for address some of them problems here whenever they strike. So we are ahead of the game. We don't need to wait for things to happen. We get for set up systems that we're able to address some of them here. So there's a lot of with President in waiting Samura in 10th pillar, the cooperation between we local people as well as diasporans. Now, a very important part of the development. Already, people, we don't start a system. I share the diaspora medical and social group. We involve different experts in the US, in the UK, and the rest of the diasporan countries. We get colleagues the way they work now, the diasporan countries in Africa. Even 2-3 days ago, we get a meeting with Samura, Dr. Samura Kamara, where we present some equipment and money for just help the system for make it work. So those are some of the areas, the partnerships where we need. We need to look at diagnostic, the building of a diagnostic center. Sierra Leone, we're going to continue. Ship will go up in places like Ghana and other countries. Why we not going to use some of our budgets for make we get properly functioning the diagnostic center with all sorts of equipment where you need. And now we don't begin engage the diaspora and experts. These are people we can go and we go arrange schemes, then we then go able for they give them expertise. Now then place them there. For some way, even there we know good information. People can be here and give advice, participate in multidisciplinary team meetings right in Sierra Leone. So there's a lot that needs to be done. But with as ambitious as Dr. Samura Kamara be, and with people around them, I am sure they're not insurmountable. We go able to get through them. We go right. So those are some of the things where we go need for do. We really need for build hospitals. We really need for look at with human resources. We really need experts for come around and move the healthcare delivery system of Sierra Leone forward.
Thank you ever so much. And Dr. Cisse, they say the voice of God, the voice of man is the voice of God. Perhaps my voice will be the voice of God in this presentation, for the simple fact that you don't cheer one of the prizes diasporan leaders then at the midfield where they abroad. So then they clearly able for justify say if Dr. Samura therefore make yourself a fake Minister of Health, you make wrong. Simply because all the things that we don't analyze now in terms of system, you talk about staffing, security, you talk about products, and what's not the product? You talk about the medical product for the simple fact that you also cite an example with Anna. That clearly don't tell you we're not get medical product we're able to for sustain the lives of people. So therefore, that system has to be improved. And I pray that we get experts there from them parts of the world we'll go able to improve that system there, short like you. So thank you ever so much for answering that question. I will go to political ivory now. There are more questions for you, Dr. Cisse. Political ivory. Everybody knows you are the you are the PRO of the diaspora 6th region. APC, the kind of governance in the next 72 hours. I will tell you that for free, Dr. Samura, regardless this stuffing and everything, the international observers, they all don't take note. We'll get evidence there for justify say there were a lot of ballot stuffing today. So therefore, then therefore no, if then therefore ask that result in our favor, there'll be uprising. But I strongly believe that have faith in God, therefore manifest itself. That we have faith in, and Dr. Samura will emerge victorious today. Just a couple of hours, they will become the next president of Sierra Leone. Political ivory. What exactly you want for see in the APC governance? When will they come in power inside this June 24th election? After they don't announce the election in a couple of hours, you're able to tell viewers what are your expectation? What do you expect the APC for do? What different from the past regime?
So start with.
Good.
I'm very excited at the moment because with numbers coming in after the elections counting to go on, it's very good. And in the southeast, we are doing extremely well. In certain areas, we are basically in bigger cities like Kenema and Bo. I'm very, very much ecstatic that some areas that they where we they almost match the SLPP. And so they give them a serious beating at the western area, which I high number of population there. And also the north, some area, then they would trash them very heavily. So as you can imagine, a very, very busy or then a phone with all over the place. We get reliable information saying one cause trouble. But yeah, the security forces and the international observers now we hope now the place. Having said that though, first and foremost, the APC party and especially Dr. Samoa and a man of him words them and basically lay down 10 points where we call manifesto, and that we get for go with. For example, first thing we get for do is for stabilize the country, stop this chaos, and basically stabilize the country and end the chaos where this SLPP outgoing regime creates, and build confidence, because if you're not confident, it's very, very difficult to make a country better. The steps them are we de-escalate, remove the toxic atmosphere, eliminate tribal weaponization of politics, basically we focus on building a system, we avoid for the sing slogans like hey, we will fight corruption and all these things. I mean, build a system. The system take care of that. The SLPP come with outlandish promises and Bugubaga talk them about a commission of inquiry force and all that. At the end of the day, we end up is catastrophic. So we basically, we go by the pillars of we manifesto, step by step, which number one is building one nation building, and so anything they want to depolitize we institution them, bringing people there with technical skills and experience for increased efficiency. We institution them for be productive and manage their resources well, So these are the things first where we get for tackle, create an atmosphere of unity and cohesion, national unity and cohesion, you see. Then we go to economic and political reforms to address the economic situation, One of the things what we get for do is we get for cut down on government excessive bureaucracy. I mean, we get for look at introducing performance-based, performance-based for make you retain your job. Wouldn't that mean basically you get for perform if you are employed by government? You get for show say you they add value and value for money. We not to people the way they promote cronyism, like where this government of SLPP do. Then for them, they build individuals instead of the system, So that concept of a permanent civil servant, we get for look into that. And as I say, the salary of civil servant, for example, therefore be measured by performance. So these are very, very straightforward economic and political reforms who we get for attack for make sure say we deliver, because the Salon people are tired of excuses and begin to blame SLP, other political party. We don't get for embark on that. Begin to blame. We want straight on, we hit the road, crack on, and then make sure say we deliver. And for do some of these things, we get for allow checks and balances, independent of the judiciary, for example, and reform the labor laws, which is very, very old and archaic up till now. You know, when you look at the labor laws in Sierra Leone, you find out, say, no wonder, you know, the FDI is foreign direct investment, because, I mean, it's very old, and I wonder why they are still lying down there, no reform. So therefore, look into them, and they reform the justice system, for example. Cases, then they take too long in a court, no confidence, you know, very lethargic judges. And also one area for tackle land reform, because we get land and we then lead on for years, you know, people, they're not able to utilize them and just lie there, fertile one. So these are things we'll get for look to for increase economic growth, you know. So yes, I don't want to talk too much first. I left that side first, and I will come to economic reform. What we get for do in terms of economic activities for alleviate, intensify effort in job creation, you know, accelerate investment in people, you know, investment in physical and digital infrastructure. So these are all part of we manifesto, and this is so simple and straight. We able look how we go systematically, you know, step by step. So
thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you ever so much, Ibari. You just don't outline your own opinion, your own views, how you feel say the APC therefore come restructure and work in accordance with the manifesto, when the One Nation manifesto of Dr. Samora, because the reason why to make it pull the manifesto, now for can work with them. Not to form people and just buy the idea of the manifesto for win the elections without adhering to the promises thing and the way it states in a manifesto. Now I go to Dr. Sisi. This is very important. And I cite this question before ever I bring and come. I read in verbatim within and the manifesto number 6 say, because how we want the APC for be in governance. Now that's one for tell the people and now for make them understand based on we own opinions and the guest their own opinion. Article manifesto number 6, pillar 6 say enhance democratic good governance and the rule of law. Yeah, all know say I ask this question not in a legal term, but you're not a medical expert, you're a medical doctor, and we all know say in this country we get safeguarding issues them. We get issues there where they involve the police. We get issues there where they take people in the court, despite of you being a medical doctor. Now we don't see how they don't, and they use the word bastardize our constitution. We don't see how the rule of law don't damage but cases that are country. With Dr. Samura can have power. What thing you feel say Dr. Samura for do now the judiciary will go be independent from political interference, meaning the leadership, the president, you know, they get no executive power for control the judiciary. What do you feel say go do? Your advice, please.
Thank you very much, Mixer, for such an all-important question. I think Sierra Leone, everything in the intervening 5 years, last 5 years, after the progress where we see President Nkrumah make in Sierra Leone, for me, not just a complete waste of time in the last 5 years. Everything where we, the gains that we don't make have been reversed, and governance structures are one of them. I think we get now how to build we institutions, making them as functional as possible, as independent as possible from any form of interference. My colleague Ibari just mentioned something about foreign direct investment. There was a time I talked to a solicitor in this country where we need to consider one white man where they invest in Africa. They talk about the land tenure system, the judicial system, they talk about different things where we're not certain about. As a result, they look at all anything and they make a decision, say, you will go South Africa. You can predict this. Somebody go wrong you go able to go to the judiciary, the police, the judiciary, you go get justice. You don't need for no pausing. You don't need for bribe anybody. So these are very, very important issues. As guy as Dr. Samura B, with my little experience of him, and as a highly professional gentleman where he be, he understand what that mean. And I'm sure you surround yourself with understand them and basic things. You just talk about safeguarding issues. These are all issues where for come into play. I think say the judiciary are just one of the institutions. With national institutions, they must work very well. We must get professional people there. We must protect our people. The only way for do that is an ordinary man where they work on a treat, where they sees advantage panai for able go to the police station and somebody listen to them. And somebody by the law. And somebody, if we're able to go to court and they get justice. But things then we don't happen 20, 30 years ago now, the same systems we get. You get for bribe somebody. Sometimes somebody they need for arrest somebody. You get the policeman get for ask you for make you put fuel in car or give some money for make able to go on the side for go arrest the person. I think this is all a joke. I think Dr. Samura understands say we need independent institutions. The judiciary, we don't need for say much. Dr. know waiting reviews, immediate reviews into all of the national structures, then, all the national institutions. Look at what we are talking about today. Even the ECSL, as independent as they might be, but we all know waiting they happen. There are issues there. This is not of national standards, international standards at all. We need for behave with integrity. We need for behave countries today. Nobody know they go help them for look after somebody where they look after elections, for manage a simple election. No, those places need to be restructured immediately. Dr. Samura come into power. He needs to review all of those institutions. The police, we used to have a force for good. When Keith Bidul did it under the Tijan Kaba government, we see we begin get some systems in place. I think now under they established the children and families unit. All of that for look at issues where they affect them, look at issues where they affect women them, how then they see the advantage by them, how equality for the look at statistics. We get the midterm census, some of where they correspond with the international community. We know it in the British government and other people when they talk about all of them in the none of big organizations the support them in the at all. Waiting may happen. All of that. What are we doing? Why are we doing all of that? We are not following the Constitution. The Constitution tells us we therefore behave with integrity. Our national institutions, not only the judiciary, all of the other ones, take like Anti-Corruption Commission, all of those places. Unless and until all of these institutions work very well, they function very well, there will not be the necessary confidence where for be injected into the system. We go make people them, even Sierra Leoneans as well as other nationalities, enough resources in the country go bring in joy, other things. We go make the life of the ordinary youth, the ordinary woman, the ordinary man be better, and hence it will reflect on national development. We just a full waste until we try for get some security in the country. We get institutions where they operate very well. Nobody is going to look at Sierra Leone and will see it as a risky place for invest. And without investment, to be honest with you, we therefore get private sector investment. Without private sector investment, government cannot do it all. Look at the bloated government where we get. Look at the wage bill on it. When APC didn't have power, the wage bill where SLPP done in 5 years, it almost done double. Who say we they get that money there? It's all donor driven. It's all meant. Do we have those monies? No. So we must get operational national institutions with where people can get so much confidence in, where they know say if anything go wrong with their money, then we're able to go to the police, then we're able to go to the judiciary, and go cut down on red tape in establishing businesses in the country. That is the way to go. Develop. So strong independent national institutions, they need urgent review, and I'm sure a government of Dr. Samura Kamara will do that quickly, inject confidence into the system, and hence the flow of investment into the country and development.
Not listening to waiting Dr. Cicero analyze na waiting infill na in opinion say if Dr. Samura can power, one of the things the way he get for do is to restructure the institutions them for review of institutions and forget operational national institutions that will go for benefit every Sierra Leonean, whereby the independent the judiciary it will become independent. Nobody, no political power for go mislead by the law. What they don't tell you? When I make you continue for pray so that the voting and the challenge when they happen today make it in favor of me. And definitely Dr. Samura will become the next president of Sierra Leone in the next 24 hours. I believe say they will announce that one day. Thank you ever so much, Dr. Sise. Now I will introduce my co-host. We've been there yesterday with me. A familiar face now on this platform. It's a political giant on social media, and I'm aware they battle the SLPP day in, day out, week in, week out. Viewers and listeners, please join me as I welcome Manso Kagbo on the platform. Manso, you're welcome. Now you need to unmute yourself, bro. Check. No, we are not hearing you. We're not hearing you. Well done. Yeah, now go ahead and unmute yourself. No, not turn again. Stay so. Yeah. You're perfect this way. Go ahead and no, not yet. Okay, just log off and log in again. Log off and log in again. I'll bring you political library quickly. Good. Now, Diaspora 6th Region PRO political library. We all don't see how the SLPP government of President Leo in the last 5 years don't put a lot of political supporters of the APC in prison. We all don't see he don't imprison them for nothing. We all don't see what he do the likes of the Camerimba and at the coach. And this another one for be tribalistic here. But unfortunately, they don't imprison LAJ. If Dr. Samura can have power, what do you feel say if we do for save the lives of those people in terms of governance?
Yeah, this takes me back to what I talked earlier on. Say we get for do political and economic reform, and when you talk about the politics side, now the judiciary need to be reformed, and also we need to get the judiciary for be independent. We get for make laws we go able ensure independence. It's only a judiciary we're not independence. Now I ain't go jail somebody where then just have a brawl on the streets. When I just argument, nobody not die, nobody not wound, property was not really damaged. Not only a judiciary way extremely there under political influence, we order from above. I ain't gonna make them jail person like that 9 years for just a very bagatelle crime, So we start with the judiciary because we're not going to just focus on Kamarimba and LAJ. Yes, these are two prominent people, but we get so many other people the way they live in jail for basically very minor, tiny matters, So take for example, it's only in Sierra Leone where then they still charge person for where get when involved in fuse in motor involved in fuse na park light or traffic lights not the function. It's only Sierra Leone, man. And that's very that says it all, So we get for make sure say the judiciary understands say they're not there for lock people them up per se, but then they for discipline, for help discipline in nation, for help a nation grow and dispense justice proportionate to the crime. So LAJ and Kamarimba just expose the way the judicial system they operate in Salon. So we need a lot of job for do under President Samura. So we get for look into the judiciary for able to handle the inside and the, as I say, not only Kamarimba and LAJ, the own issue we could tackle and then forget about the rest. We get one other area where it's a very big problem, a land issue, Salon. This is also as a result of inefficient judiciary. So you get this issue where really is a big burning issue where the judiciary of Sierra Leone is extremely, corrupted and weak. So we get for look in this all those areas. So it's part of a package of a political reform, where we go look into that area then there. You hearing me? Yes, Mixer? Mixer?
Go ahead, Adeyemi, go ahead.
Yes. So if you ask again, you always do political reforms with economic, followed by economic, and the economic side, we have big plans, actually. As you know, Dr. Samoa is an economist, and when we talk about economy, as we all know, we get two branches of economics where we can call microeconomics and macroeconomics. For just briefly explain, just in a very simplified way, microeconomics, where they deal with the household and people, with businesses or companies. Basically, the day-to-day activities, where more or less we can call in the local language and bread and butter issue. So therefore, really look into that, and also the role of governments, how governments they influence that particular area there. So this, by and large, is about macroeconomics, and the macroeconomics where they deal with the wider situation or the entire economy, how it function. So we therefore actually take them systematically according to we plan, so we manifesto. This again is very, very important that we follow, we manifesto, because we not to just promise business, and all that thing. And how do you create an economy where will function for we? Because remember, the SLPP regime, 5 years, then give a lot of promises, and what thing we end up forget is then promise we a rabbit. What thing we end up forget now, a hamster, So we not make matters complicated. We always deal with grassroots people, and so anything what we do is grassroots level, so that they go understand, And now we know, say Salon, we still get issue of energy, and water. We're not able to utilize the water resources properly. So now we not go around like the SLPP during this election, where they claim say they can build factory under, and they can build industry under, and they can, go put machinery all over the place, the light and people there, we know say we not get that enough energy for industrialize, so we get for work on that, and they increase the energy capacity, increase energy, especially electricity, because without cheap and affordable electricity, the country not able industrialize. In fact, development will be very difficult. So we know that, however, as we can say, life must go on. So we also look at how we lag in the technological areas and also human resource. When I say human resource, not to the kind SLPP on human resource way, basically and just they come one way with what they know and they don't know what then they talk about the fact. So we know say we get extremely low trained workforce. You know, when I say low trained workforce we get high technical knowledge for able to support an industrial base. So we know these are problems, and that make the system of education where we come up with is more of a technical base. Technical in a sense, we want train people, they want make people then go school or go to university or go higher education and come back instead of them be a burden to states, then they will create jobs, you know. And so we in that area then they will focus for build we human resource, you know, so that when a company one can invest, you know, say it gets human resource and that country for come for invest. So in the short term, we basically get for ourselves to focus on service-oriented economy and trade. Because let me tell you, trade alleviates poverty. What does that mean essentially is we get for increased trade, cross-border trade, internal trade, and also we get for encourage businesses for growth, SMEs, where they can call small and medium enterprise, you know, cut taxes, help businesses for flow instead of we put let's say barrier na the way. For example, in the West, as we know, typical example UK and many other industrialized nations, for register a business is like it's just buying top up, you know. And so we want to get that kind of standard. We want to get that kind of standard, and so we get for cut bureaucracy on that side there. And also the area we get for look at with the increase tourism, inland and foreign. What that means? Inland is we get for encourage people then. For example, people from Freetown. Are you with me, guys? Because I don't know if I get since me on network.
Yeah, for stopping now. Sorry, that just interject you because we run up now with the program. Thank you so much for that submission day. I believe say you don't give union. How you feel say the APC in Dr. Samura in leadership, you don't tell we exactly what you want for the APC can be because you don't touch in line with the education, which is you don't talk about the free education, but you talk.
Just touch on something quick. Sorry,
okay, go ahead, please.
Wait, somebody asked.
Okay, go ahead.
Presidential executive powers. Well, I must be realistic here. It's very difficult for reform political. I say we need political reform. Executive powers is absolutely one of these areas where we really, because we president them can get so much power. So we need for actually reduce the presidential powers. And for do that, I think it takes courage of a leader. And I know say Dr. Samura is one of these person we're ready for give up some powers, especially to the legislature, so that you know then go able do them work properly, you know, and we self go hold them responsible and accountable. If they not do them work properly, they not go hide behind say, well, you know, nah this or fear and all that thing. And so we really get for Me personally, I think as a politician, I absolutely get for press for them kind of thing, and for say it's not about Dr. Samoa, but it's for the next incoming president and where they come, so that they not go abuse power like the way we see so now they happen. And also we get for make sure say the president, we get for really get laws that prevent the president in wife in picking them for put much on politics. We really need that because we don't get very bad experience with this particular president, Mother BOA, absolutely in family abuse powers in wife way, non-elected individual abuse power. So we therefore talk about that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Political Ivory. This is the essence this for bring calm expert then at this platform. Because one of the things the way they affect Sierra Leoneans them now for understand what's in the executive powers them. Because at the end of the day, Ivory just not illustrate now you say what's Fatima Bio they do in that country, the type of things they would call executive power. Because you as the former first lady, you go tell people them for mob justice. Now executive power now they use. Well, not to the people that vote for you, not to you they elect. Now your husband they elect. So thank you for answer that question. They where one of we participants when via we just ask na the lobby. Now that now in this program therefore. Now I go to Dr. Sise. Dr. Sise in a simple term, just in brief. Now your opinion, not your policy statement. So we'll make it elaborate a little bit if you can. We all see this past government then come with a lot of ministerial positions them in that country. Day. Either it damage the economy, it improve the economy. We don't know. The viewers they don't know. Listeners they don't know. Now that make bring it kaya for can't tell we. In your own opinion, if Dr. Samura we eager for can become the next president of Sierra Leone, what do you feel say Dr. Samura for do? If you get a large number of ministerial positions there or a low number of ministerial positions, we still the benefit the country. What is your opinion on that? How you will let in government be?
Thank you very much, Mixer. Obviously, opening up ministerial positions means increasing the budget heavily. The expenditure heavily. Any ministry we open, you need, first of all, a building infrastructure for house that. You need equipment inside, you need personnel, you need secretaries, you need all the usual paraphernalia where you need for a fully functioning ministry. Me no convinced say now the best way that for utilize the mega resources of the people of Sierra Leone. I think a professional like President Samura to be understand that. I think one of his priorities could be for look at government expenditure, making sure the money of the Sierra Leoneans then utilize them very well. If I get value for money, I think he go look at I believe say he go look at slimming up all them Baku ministries there where we try for just give people them. We're not sure what exactly then they about. I think say before Dr. Samoa go establish any new unit or ministry, they therefore don't get an evaluation done for make them see whatever returns where it go give to the people of Sierra Leone, how it go add value to in governance structure. But otherwise, as it is now, we get a bloated budget. You small picking will depend on your papa in income. You were not a work. All time you get for ask for you papa for give you money. Now you get more needs than anybody in the household. It's not possible. It can't be like that. We still they go around cap in hand. They ask we don't know partners for money. Anybody we're not financially independent can never be economically independent, and it can never be independent in whatever other way, be it governance or whatever you like. Whether you like it or not, that is how it is. So we need look at the government of Ghana, what they are doing when COVID strike, when the economic crisis strike. It cut down the salaries of the first two way doing your salary, the ministers and other government institutions before they say for go be establish new ones. I think we have to start learning. We have to start being realistic. Let we stop this politics of compensation. Things for opening them up when they add value to the people of Sierra Leone, to the economy. We stress the economy unnecessarily. I think we spend too much. Why do we need a minister in the Western area when we already get a mayor? These are some of the little things that we get. Now you could get confusion. Mudslide B, you don't know who I get for do this, who I get for do that. All man, they go and butt in head. That is not what the people, the hungry and desperate people of Sierra Leone need. The people of Sierra Leone need for Meku firefight quickly and move to the issues of development, like we other counterparts across Africa. Not only Europe and America, even Africa. There are countries that we understand within our governance we need for move the agenda forward. Not to for begin go utilize the resources and waste them the way they do. We've got to be realistic. We've got to call things by the right names. The government is bloated. We have to slim up government. We have to utilize our mega resources, our pennies properly. So that is what a government of Dr. Samura Kamara, the man where I don't meet, where I know saying so he go operate. He's a highly professional guy. He look at the resources where we get. He will be working towards perhaps initially partially donor dependent, but I'm sure he ambitious enough for begin look at how we go become self-reliant, self-sustainable in a couple of years down the line. We've got to be ambitious. We are people of integrity, Sierra Leoneans. Not for begin always there for the going big. If we big law do them for invest, not for just eat. No. So a government of President Samura Kamara will slim up the government budget, will slim up those ministries, will cut it down, only essential ministries, and move the agenda forward, and reduce all the fleet of cars and all the unnecessary wastages, and move Sierra Leone forward. That is what we need, and that is what a government of President Samura Kamara will do.
Now we'll just get one minute. Everybody don't listen to Dr. Cissé. Of course, all we panelists then at this third slot don't answer all questions how the APC will be in governance if Dr. Samura, and what if at the underline where Dr. Samura will become the next president of Sierra Leone. Now, Dr. Cissé, in 30 seconds or 1 minute, tell me what is your last message with regards to this election. What do you think about Dr. Samura?
Thank you very much, Mixer. I think Sierra Leone didn't get an opportunity 5 years ago for make we continue the agenda of President Ernest Koroma. But the people thought otherwise, and obviously we've been get for respected. Now they don't see. I'm sure they don't learn, albeit how difficult and painful the process don't be. Now I am sure they will give their verdict this time round. They will not make the mistake they've made in the last 5 years. They will elect President Samura. In a couple of hours' time, we will get President Samura. And we will run the country how we need. A country with good governance, a country where Sierra Leoneans could be proud of their country once more, a country where we will return to the priorities of the people, a country where we will consult with the people. The presidency will consult with the people. We get what I will call the 100 days agenda. A government of President Samura Kamara will try to address the issues of national unity, will try to address the issues, the bread and butter issues, the issues of the fuel prices, the cost of living crisis, the issues of returning to the agenda where President Koroma been doing the first 100 days, making sure we restore sustainable electricity supply in the country. We're important for all sorts of development. This is very important for youth development as well. We need for create jobs. We need for get to vocational education across the country for we youths them, for make them stop this drug menace where they hunt we country right now. We need to get agenda around that. The government, the flagship program of President Ernest Koroma, one of it was the free healthcare initiative. We need to get back to that quickly because under the last 5 years, it's been chaotic. It's not been delivering for the people. We used to forget a cost recovery program. We need to get back to those agendas. That is what the people are looking for. And that is what the government of President Samura Kamara will do quickly for its people. We need to get sustainable electricity supply. We need for help the youth. The gender equality and women's empowerment bill being passed in parliament is only lip service under the last 5 years. It needed to be real. Last time I checked, I think it was only 13% of women in government. And that is not what we need. We need people with a car with policies and deliver on them. We talk about 30% quota, it has to be 30% in every way, everywhere. We need women them being empowered. We need safe maternal care for women. We need the children for get a free healthcare delivery system. For make malaria stop for kill with people. For make typhoid stop for kill with people. We need functional institutions. So 100 days government of President Samura would deliver on issues of the economy, bread and butter. The issues of national unity will be a priority as well, but we will not be bogged down. The government of Samura Kamara will not be bogged down by the issue of running after people. Those are things that will be addressed carefully, because in the process of addressing what in people then don't do, you also need for create cohesion and national unity. Thank you very much, Mixer, for giving me the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Sise. Now, political ivory in 1 minute. Now, forgive your presentation as to waiting you wish for Dr. Samura after when they don't vote for today.
Yes, you hear me?
Yeah, clearly.
Yes, happy days for Salon. We, the diaspora, we get a big role for play for help develop Mama Salon. One of the area where thankfully Dr. Samura able to identify, I must say, with the help of some of we, including me, we always get one-on-one discussion with them, tell and say, we get huge potential in the diaspora. And this is very huge. We get highly educated people, them. We get highly experienced. We get entrepreneurs. We get engineers. We get doctors. We get nurses. We get so many people, them. You know, we get academics and so on and so forth. And why is Sierra Leone not making that effort to make this huge reservoir in human resources for return and help develop the country? Why? So, because some of we make them very clear that the overwhelming majority will return back home one day. And so, but that welcoming atmosphere is not there. You know, that open arm and strategy, how for who the diaspora for go back home and help develop the place. So, and glad the way puts that part of a manifesto. And me in general, and many of other diaspora colleagues, then we hold position inside the party, will continue for press for that, for make the diaspora play a role in developing Mama Salon. And as you, if you look the manifesto number 10 is there. And so I'm really excited and I'm looking forward for contribute as well. And I will just urge every diaspora in respect of political affiliation, see this as an opportunity for develop yourself and help develop Mama Salon. So happy days ahead. And we also look forward for build a much more peaceful and, you know, we try for eliminate this toxic atmosphere of division, tribalism, regionalism, and tension all the time, you know. And we hope say Dr. Samura is a compassionate leader. He's a leader with compassion. He's a leader who cares, you know, and he's a leader who actually build a society where reflects 21st century, you know, a very progressive one way people them of all sector, all walks of life.
Thank you.
Regardless of which tribe you belong or which, everybody forgets good life in Salo. So if I reach the thank you.
Thank you so much, Political Ivory, listeners and viewers. Them before ever, I will make my conclusion. The topic that is this slot 4 is about how APC get for day in governance, waiting at the expectation of Dr. Samura in government, we get for council. Myself, the Rob, two things that I just want to bring two of my own opinion with regards to Dr. Samura. In the first place, all waiting military for tell Dr. Samura where he get for can become the president of Sierra Leone, and to all Sierra Leoneans them with specific reference to comrades of the APC, that politics of revenge. We're not going for bring that kind of the APC. We're going for completely move away from revenge. We know say the SLPP over the past 5 years, they don't do mass killing, they don't damage we, they don't destroy, they don't intimidate with politicians them. But we know they can for revenge, but all what they can do just